can you see that? That is just 10.9 millimeters thin. And this is the watch that we're gonna get into today. This is Mark from longislandwatch.com. I have, another collab, but it's my thinnest collab yet. So it's a thin dive watch, just under 11 millimeters thin, and it is 300 meters of water resistance. Really impressive. Limited edition with Spinnaker. It comes in 3 colors, limited to 70 units each. I think I just said limited like 7 times. Anyway, so we're gonna check them out on my own wrist. On one wrist is another limited edition. This is a Squale. This was a collab they did with Second, the designer. It was pretty awesome. It's got the shark bite taken out of the hour hand. Really amazing. And on my other wrist, the Islander PJ, or the Port Jeff in white. Yes, a 9075 GMT based on this model is coming, and it will be here Q1 of 2024. Let's see the Spence. So here we go. We're looking at the Spinnaker Spence Islander collaboration series. As you can probably tell by now, this is, I don't know, maybe my 3rd or 4th collab with Spinnaker. And it's really, you know, I love working with them because their use of color and their palette and their choices, it's just really amazing. And they have such a great platform of watches, you know, to launch the collabs from. So this is the Spence. The Spence came out last year, I want to say 2022. And what made it special was it was a super duper thin diver at 300 meters of water resistance. So this is the same Spence watch, but now in 3 different colorways that you can only get at my store, individually numbered, 70 pieces each. And speaking of, you know, great color palettes, here's the first one. This is the Cotton Candy dial. It's kind of like a pinkish, a pale orange color, and then accents of blue. It originally started out as like a Bahamas-inspired watch. That's kind of what I was going for. Pink sand and stuff, but we wound up at cotton candy. And if you look at the writing at this just under the hands, see how the Spence, the N in Spence is the Islander logo, so that's your nod to it being a collab. Of course, the Spinnaker logo's on the crown, and then a little collab info on the back, including the series number, part number, all that stuff. So it's normal Spence fare, so it is a 40 millimeter case, and then as I mentioned, it is just under 11 millimeters thick. There is a slightly domed sapphire crystal, and it is 48 on the lug tip to lug tip. You can see that there. It's a very svelte, very clean fitting watch. It is a screw down crown, something we're going to want for 300 meters of water resistance, of course. The crystal has AR on the inside. Not sure if I mentioned that a few minutes ago. Old age is setting in. And the bracelet, it is a 20 millimeter bracelet, fully brushed, even on the sides, size with pins, okay? It is a, was it 6th position? Ooh, hello. 6th position micro adjust clasp. There you go. Milled scissor on the inside. Solid link, and of course, solid end links. And they all come, as with the prior Spinnaker collabs, let me come out a bit on this. They're all going to come with another strap. So for this, I wanted something to really, you know, work with it. I definitely consider this a unisex watch in color and also in size, but you've got a pinkish kind of, this pale, I don't know, pale orange, pale pink, whatever you want to call it, cotton candy color to pick up the dial, and then the blue keepers to pick up the blue accents on the bezel. Watch weighs 148 grams. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional ratcheting. We'll get into Loom closer to the end of the video, as is normal for me. This is your first one to pick from. So the Spence watches are $650. I I don't like giving prices on YouTube, especially when they could change. But right now, Spinnaker in the whole store is having a sale. So right now, this model is $485. Will that last past the new year? I'm actually not quite sure yet. But for now, I'm going to honor the sale price on the whole lineup. So this is your first model. The model numbers, by the way, are SP-5126. LIW, there's 11, 22, and 33. This was 11. Then I wanted to do an orange diver, definitely with black accents, but I didn't, oh my God, I didn't even talk about the movement. I'm sorry. They're all powered by a Miyota 9039, which is basically your no-date version of the 9015. Is a 28,800 beats per hour movement. That means the second hand is ticking away at a fluid 4 times per second. Lovely Miyota 9 series movement, regarded by many in the watchmaking industry to be on par or even greater or better than the Swiss counterparts. So everything about the watch is the same. The specs are the same. This is what I wanted, an orange, but not like straight orange, so we're calling it Tangerine. Black bezel with the Tangerine markers, black hands. The Loom is orange. You'll see the Loom in a minute. As I've said in prior videos, when the Loom is not pure white, it's not glowing the greatest. So this will glow, but don't expect it to glow like a fully non-pigmented C3 Super Luminova. We'll come up a little bit on the dial, though. I want to say again, so it's limited edition is emblazoned on the bottom. You have Spinnaker, and then you have the Spence with the N is my logo. And water resistant to 1,000 feet or 300 meters. Again, limited to 70 pieces each. Now you may, let's see, I gotta find it on here there we go. There's the number over here. So it's 00 there. So technically there's 71 pieces of each one, but this is the first one to come out. This is also served as the photography sample, and it's going to serve as going into my watch chest somewhere. So I have basically the 00s of each one. But this is the SP-5126 LIW. I believe this is the 22. Same price, $650 down to $485. And then what's the strap? Just a straight orange strap. I didn't do black keepers at this point. I kept it just a single orange. Thought it looked really nice like that. All right, pretty cool, right? You want to see the clasp? You can see the clasp. It's got the Spinnaker logo on it. It's kind of that mock tropic strap, and that's upside down. There we go, that's better. And this actually might be my favorite one. I love the duality here, if you will. This is called the Dark of Light model. It's a little more expensive. $690 is the retail, and it's going out at $515 currently. So it's a full IP bracelet and case, not a case back. Case backs are generally steel. Crown, everything. And then the dial is fully loomed up. There's a little outline to the numbers. We'll check out the Loom in a minute. And there is a touch of orange on the tip of the seconds hand. Looks really sweet. And of course, when the lights go out, it looks even better. Again, everything else about the watch, though, is the same. The specs, the size, the bracelet. This is just done in black, and obviously being a little more money because of the plating that is involved. Why don't we just go right into the try-on. Look, I got to take this one off. Is that not, how cool is that, huh? So yeah, they only made 100 of these. They sold out super quick in like a day or so. I was not aware that they were not, it was just sold online through Squale's website. When I saw it, I said, oh, can I order some? And they're like, no, it's just for our boutique. And I said, well, you know what? In that case, can I get one for myself? Because I really dig it. And they were kind enough to reserve one for me. So that was really cool of them. One of those situations of really, it's who you know. That's the only reason I was able to get one, or else I'm paying retail, just so you know, or close to it actually. And I offered that because I thought it was only right. Anyway, here is the cotton candy model on my 6.5, 6.75 inch wrist. A little bit higher above the wrist bone. The Spence obviously fits great. The thinness of it, or the thickness of it, let's say the thinness of it, is really awesome. Quite a watch, quite an engineering feat to do all of this, 300 meters of water resistance, and keep it so darn thin. I mean, you're really dealing, if you're not making your own movement, you're dealing with the thickness of the movement, which is a majority of the thickness of the case. Let's see the loom. We're going to do each one individually since they are going to be quite different. Okay, so there's cotton candy. Obviously not a problem at all to read it, simply because the loom is really not pigmented, so you're just really getting straight superluminova. Let's go to the Tangerine one. So there's Tangerine. I want to hold it next to the, I want to put it next to the cotton candy one for a minute, just so you can kind of see that it's bright, but it's not glowing as bright as, excuse me, as the pure white. Once you start adding pigments to Loom, it does kind of lose some of its pizzazz, but still, it looks good. Really nice, and befitting of the watch, of course, in full orange. But let's see the real star of the show. Okay, so this is the camera at the same ISO setting that the other two were shown at. So I'm actually going to have to bump the ISO down because it's too bright. It's overpowering the sensor. There we go. So that's actually kind of insane, but this is that full Loom model. And of course it's going to glow great because there was just a ton of Loom. Slight outline on the numbers, but we kept the inside of them loomed. It gives another cool effect. The hands are not ghosts, but they're loomed as well, but easy to tell the time. The bezel, phenomenal. I just mentioned the bezel momentarily, but I did the first one. Obviously, you could tell that the insert is steel, but these two also are. They're not ceramic. They are steel or aluminum, one of the two. But anyway, that's I think that's it. Yeah, we covered them all. We did the wrist shots. We did the Loom. It has been Mark from LongEyeWatch.com showing you yet another. No, I did not. I forgot something. It's not that exciting, but the strap for this is just pure black with black hardware. Now I'm done. This has been Mark from LongEyeWatch.com showing you the Spinnaker Spence Collab with Islander. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Questions, comments, anything else, you can put it down below. I'll be sure to address it as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.